And we're back in. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Extra Play and Tomb Raider and
rats.
Yep, and rats. I guess I only introduced you in the very first episode, but this is Josh Foreman. If you guys didn't remember, he's an artist. He's cool.
Remember me?
And we are making our way through Tomb Raider slowly and analyzing the level design it contains. The level art design specifically.
Yeah, level art and design. Art/design.
Art/design.
You know what my official title is? Environment Design Specialist.
Ooh, specialist.
Yeah.
That's a word I don't get to see often in like our titles.
Feels like I should have a beret and like black gloves.
No, I love seeing just the disparity of job titles for the same job.
Titles, lingo, technology. There's nothing that has been established in the industry yet.
No consistency. Yep.
And we suffer for it.
We do.
But it's inevitable growing pains. It's all right.
Yeah, it's true.
So this was the arena you fought this boss in, and it looks like there are 3 walls, all of the same length, and then there is one round post. And it was when you went around the round post that you killed that boss there.
Right.
And I thought for sure it would be you got to go around the round post to get behind him fast enough, because the other walls, they take an extra 5 seconds to get around.
I gotcha.
But it seemed like that wasn't the case, so I was disappointed by that. But we did not learn our lesson. There was some lesson about how do you deal with heavy in this game.
Yeah, that's going to come back and be a problem, I think. Flower, mine.
See if the next place
maybe next time
teaches us better.
All right, and how to get further up. I know I'm supposed to be heading up. And looting, I guess.
Looting and uppeting.
Yep. I can do both.
I think those stairs will take you up.
Yep, you're right. There we go.
Stairs tend to generally elevate you.
So, when we were talking about doing this recording initially, you had mentioned, you'd talked to me a bit about, fundamentally about game analysis. Oh, there's a bonfire up on a roof. Cool.
Naturally.
That's nice. Spend my souls.
Yeah, you want to talk? I'll talk about my lens while you choose which upgrade to get.
Yeah, you were mentioning basically that we've not really got a very well established lens critically that those outside the industry can really use for analyzing this stuff. It's principles that we kind of know internally and that we use, but it's not widely known necessarily.
Right, and I think that comes mostly from the fact that most game critics don't have experience with development, so they don't know the ins and outs in the same way that, say, film critics or book critics understand how those media are made.
Yeah, and those media have been around and pretty well set and established without any radical changes for a pretty long time, long enough for the knowledge of how those things are created to get around and for the general critic to thoroughly understand how films are made. Games the tech keeps changing so much and the medium keeps evolving so quickly that much less established and much less likely that someone who tries to analyze and study and review games is going to know all the ins and outs about how these are built.
Yeah. And that's not the biggest travesty. It's not like you can only critique film well if you've directed a film yourself or something like that. But I think it would help the medium in general if those who criticized it had just a little better understanding of the creation process. I mean, fundamentally, we're creating experiences, and anyone can have an experience with a game and comment on it. They can articulate it well and intelligently, and that's great, and that's useful. I think as a game developer, it's so much more useful to hear critique that incorporates an understanding of how the medium works fundamentally, I guess.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to articulate. Maybe I should have worked on it.
No. It's totally okay. We can take all the time we need to figure out how to explain this. But I do agree. If a critique comes from a place of not knowing how these are made and how they are built, then it's not like the information there is not useful. Where they're still relating their experience and the experience they had, but they may not be able to articulate in a way that is quite as useful to us as it could be.
I think you may have been able to scooch up that rope on the top of that building.
You might be right. I may have set us back, but it's a good thing we're talking about something else right now and not... Because I've been through this building up these stairs a few times now.
Yeah, so I guess what I'd like to explain to a certain extent is the lens through which I'm, examining this game while I'm watching Dan play. And it's, also limited, right? Like, I know how a lot of things about how a game is made, but because everyone in game development has to specialize to a certain extent, there are things about the programming or the deep design and stuff like that I blows right past my, right over my head.
Yeah, and here they're making a game that neither of us have worked on a game of this type, which comes with its own unique challenges and stuff that we're not going to inherently immediately know and understand. Yeah. We can make educated guesses, but we don't know, just having not worked on a game exactly like this. So there are limitations for us too there. But
yeah, and so basically when I'm working on creating levels and my contemporaries that I know, there are some fundamental basics that lenses through which we analyze our own work and the works of others. And so, I've been touching on this throughout this, this series here. So, but I'm just gonna put it out there flat right now for you. So, there are basically these 3 questions that I ask about a play space, and I'm just going to define a play space as, well, it can be a bit arbitrary. Okay, is this a play space? This is technically a play space.
Technically,
right?
is.
You've got to this place, and you're inputting commands to do a thing.
Yeah,
right?
And I do love this whole piece of the game, by the way. Just this is a really nice moment in general.
Yes, absolutely. So. One of the questions, the first question that I ask, because I approach my design and art from how I think everyone should, which is how is the player going to experience this thing, not as opposed to say how many polygons does this scene have, or is it running at 60 frames per second, or am I going to get a paycheck at the end of the month? There's all sorts of concerns you can bring into your level art. Yeah. But my first is developing a relationship with the player. I feel like every prop that I place is some kind of communication to them. Every wrinkle of the terrain, every power up, all these things are all establishing a relationship. And games that hit this sweet spot really well, and I think this is certainly among them, do a great job of giving the players this freedom, this joy of exploration, where they don't feel like they're going to be punished arbitrarily for experimenting with the systems of the game or the boundaries of the world and that sort of thing. We were talking in the first couple episodes about the white lines that show where you can grab and climb and that kind of stuff. And so that's just a very clear example of if there is a white line somewhere that you can't grab and you jump for it and fall to your death, that was kind of a breach of trust, right? Certainly not purposeful. I mean, it's very rare that a developer is going to purposely troll their players, unless you're making Cat Mario or one of those.
I want to be the guy or one of those. Yeah.
Or Tribulation Mode in Super Adventure Box.
Yeah.
So basically, this relationship that's being built is the fundamental lens through which I analyze my work and the works of others and what we're going through here. So,
okay.
And then, so underneath that, these are the 2 other questions. So the first question you ask about the play space is it developing a relationship with the player? Is it building trust? Is it establishing a play style that's consistent? Okay, and then the next question is this play area reinforcing or subverting mechanics with sightlines, topology, volume, lighting, on and on and on. So there's this huge toolbox that we have to work with. And what we were just talking about with the boss in that area, there's a lesson that is meant to be learned by the player in that space. Is that space doing its job? If it was really hilly terrain, if you had very low sight, very low visibility, if it was pitch black, there's all these, myriad options that we have to work with. And are we doing a good job of reinforcing the mechanics that are meant to be either taught or, in this case, we've learned to slide down a rope 1,000 times. Nothing to be learned there. It was super long and dramatic, though, so there's a little bit of interesting tension.
Yeah, it's a nice, fun reward after that, just to cap this whole long trip to get up to the top there.
Mm-hmm. That gets back to relationship a little bit. You knew that climbing to the top of that tower, you weren't going to have a grueling climb back down. And even if you did, you would know that they wouldn't put the camera in an awkward place and you would fall to your death and have to do the whole thing over again, right? They've kind of established this repartee with you of this is our style, this is the mood we're setting. So they do a great job of that.
They do.
And then the third final question you ask is this environment building mood? Is it exploring the theme that the game is currently exploring? There's always going to be an overarching theme, and then there's going to be, littler themes as the story evolves or the character evolves, as things progress. Is it reinforcing the design scenarios? So, especially games in the AAA space like this, they do a lot of scenario design where, I'm in a plane and the plane's breaking apart and I'm, either mashing buttons to stay safe or using skills I've learned before to jump from thing to thing. And so it's kind of a tricky thing to make sure that the art and the design are meshing in such a way that this scenario is cohesive and gels.
Okay.
So that's a lot of words. And I think basically I've been riffing on those concepts throughout this series, and I'll continue to do so. But I just wanted that to be like, so this is how I'm analyzing this, and it could be wrong, and it's certainly not the best way to analyze. It's a way. Yeah,
it seems a lot of different people in games kind of have their own little way of going about it, but developing it's like we've mentioned several times that there are a lot of common things with lingo and with terminology and there are lots of things that we haven't exactly standardized in game development, and I think, and we're trying to. Slowly we're getting more and more of that, which is what allows us to actually teach it in schools and stuff.
Yeah.
But there are still definitely some gaps we're having to figure out.
Yeah, and I think the more conversation and communication like this that's happening, the better. Like if whoever did, some of these levels in Tomb Raider brought up my work and did a live stream criticism of it, that would be awesome. I would love that, right? And we could have a great back and forth and talk about, why decisions were made and that kind of thing. That happens to a certain extent in our industry, and it's great when it does, and I just want it to happen more.
I wish it did happen more. Even just devs talking about their own work. Mm-hmm. Sometimes,
yeah, why certain decisions were made instead of others, and it's funny because I do spend a lot of time on forums with people who play games that I work on, and there's so many misconceptions about both the power and the ability of game design. I guess to a certain, it's almost as if every decision we make is free.
Yeah, which it's not like. Which, of course, it's obviously not, and we know that, and a lot of people who play games don't realize that, and to an extent, I think that is somewhat our own fault. For a lot of reasons, we tend to not talk a whole lot very freely about, the games we work on. I understand why that is. I totally Whoa, why did the light go all weird?
You didn't use your psychic power to...
No, I hadn't pressed it. I guess they gave me that one for free.
Okay.
Or they were trying to highlight, you can do a thing.
So here's a classic scenario. This is great. This is an Indiana Jones moment of, oh my god, everything's going bad, I gotta run and do things really fast.
Go, run!
And here's where all the trust that has been developed so far throughout the game is being rewarded.
I can see that there are two lines that I could be taking right now, which were a lower and a higher one. If I fail once, it'll probably bump me back down to the lower line. If I fail again, then it might count as a game over. Yeah. I kind of appreciate that. I like that as a fail-safe. Undoubtedly took a good deal more work, but still, I appreciate it. But yeah, I understand why it doesn't happen, but I would love for the developer commentary thing, in the games themselves to actually be more common.
Yeah, I would love that to be a genre.
As an educational tool.
Yeah, you could type into YouTube, developer plays, and get, all sorts of games being played by all sorts of developers.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess Double Fine's been doing that a little bit lately, right? Like they had, was it Iga? Who did they have?
So they have a variety of their devs playing a variety of games.
I think they had I think they had Romero come in to play Doom. I think
they did,
which is cool.
They had Brandon Dillon, who created Hack and Slash,
awesome,
play the original Legend of Zelda and talk about his memories of it and what he found cool about it. And what he was trying to recreate in that game. That was fantastic.
I need to learn this lesson for real.
Yeah. Okay. How do you do this without getting slashed? There's surely a way.
Boy, oh boy.
Very few games like this are going to give you an enemy that requires taking damage to take down.
Yeah.
So that, again, that's... Right, that's not a given. They could easily make an enemy that the only way to hurt him is to take damage. But you get a sense from this game, there is a mood and a style about it that says, no, that's not right. There's a better way to do this.
Yeah.
Although I could see like a Souls game making an enemy like that just because.
Yeah. That does seem like an incredibly Souls game thing to do. Let's get a brawler upgrade. Withstand more punishment and live to fight another day. That seems useful. Cleverly use dirt and rocks to blind enemies and leave them vulnerable to attacks. Let's try that. That sounds fun.
Yeah,
Scramble and then throw. Cool. Okay, yeah, that'll be useful.
So basically, every time you dodge, just make sure you hit triangle afterwards.
Gotcha. If I would actually buy dev commentary DLC, if it were offered for $5 or even there are some games I would totally pay $10 to be able to play through the game, where Valve sets up those little dial in some of their games where they've set up the little dev commentary box you can click to learn something about how they made the level. I would totally buy that and play through the entire game again to see it. That sounds awesome.
Absolutely.
I'm sure there's not a huge market for that, but oh man, I'd love it.
Well, it's interesting. It's the norm for films on on disc or I still only buy physical media, so I don't know when you download a movie, do they have
less common there? I think it is mostly a thing that was kind of created to add value to the physical.
Yeah.
So it's.
I hope it doesn't go away as a result of that. That would make me sad.
It would kind of make me sad too. Yeah. The bonus feature from dev comment. Ow.
Nice callback to the very beginning of the game.
Yeah.
This time with added pressure.
Yep. Yes. I like this ability. Rope. Could have just shot him, but that works too.
Much more satisfying.
Much more. That's right. Oh, come on. Nope.
This makes me wonder. It seems like a.
Ow. Okay.
Oh, wow.
You were saying?
It seems like a rule, almost. It's hard to ever say a design rule that indirectly disposing of bad guys is more fun than directly. Maybe that's not. Maybe it's a variety thing. But I'm curious. I'm trying to think if there's any game that 100% the only way to destroy the bad guys throughout the whole game is indirectly.
That's a good question.
That would be interesting.
Don't know if that did anything. Oh, there's fire. Stop it. This doesn't feel. I don't feel like I'm winning.
Yeah, you're doing the right thing there.
Yeah.
Do the right thing.
I guess. I guess I'm supposed to yank both of those ropes on the. Oops. No, sorry. See if it was skippable. It's not. That's okay. I guess it's loading. All right. We can do it, Lara. Come on. Yank. Oh, maybe I'm supposed to do this instead. Yank. There you go. And you, maybe I can just yank you down. Ha. That's pretty fun. Okay, well, I didn't yank him down, but it still is kind of funny.
Yeah, that would have been great if he burst on fire, crushing the Molotovs on his chest.
Oh, that would have been awesome. All right, good enough.
There's got to be a way up.
How long has it been daylight? It was day in the snow.
Yep, that's right. It did. I guess it turned day while we were in that cave going to the snow place. Oop. Yank it over. Jump on it. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. I hadn't paid attention to this on my first playthrough, but noting the time of day, I'm wondering if they do, basically a cycle, or are they going to end on a sunset or a midnight or something like that?
Yeah.
And if that ties into it ties into her emotional journey. At this point, you've probably learned all the fundamental mechanics at least, and you should be coming into your own and you're experimenting. You could be more playful in your approach to things.
Yeah.
And sunlight is better for being playful than rainy, wet night.
That's a good point. Is that just an observation in this particular case, or is that sort of something you've learned from experience?
I think it just goes back to, again, that part of analysis is, is the level art at this particular moment reinforcing the theme? The whole series is obviously an homage to Indiana Jones, and you think about the what are now archetypes of that film genre, and there's a kind of a scoundrel, easygoing gunslinger sort of vibe that you get through parts of it, and there's also and it ranges to claustrophobic terror, and there's all sorts of different ranges in there. But as a player, you want to experience that spectrum, and so it would probably be remiss of the developers to keep it all dour and rainy and dark. You want to get that fun-loving indie out there, punching the bad guys sort of feel.
It's nice having that bit of difference, just for pacing and intensity level variation as well. Just getting this nice kind of more calm, well lit, relaxed, and not scary or intense.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, badly hurt when I landed and need urgent aid. Is anyone there?
Captain Jessup, do you read?
I've deployed a smoke signal. Please
Damn it, he can't hear me.
So we achieved like our big, long, scary mission to get to the top of the radio tower, and then we got out, and now things are kind of feeling a little better and safer, but now we're being given our new directive, which is probably going to start a whole new path into something scary.
Sacrifices, Lana. You can't save everyone.
I know about sacrifices.
If I recall correctly, this took you back to the area I mentioned earlier as one of those areas you kind of loop through a couple times, and now that you've got new mechanics, there are new places to explore there.
Ooh, nice. But yeah, I do have this rope yank ability now. Yeah, I think this is the place. This might be the place. Okay. Safe way down. I assume this is where I'm supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Okay. Bam.
I don't think this is the place. It's close to the place.
Oop. Here we go.
Looks clear. We ain't gonna find anyone up here. You're probably right. We got orders.
If I can sneak up on any of these guys.
I'm gonna head down and join the others.
Yeah, that big gaping hole in the wall right where you land. That's great decision.
Very good.
Right, they could have put it around the back, and maybe you had to explore more to discover it. But
ow. Okay. All right. Well, they can hear sounds of struggle. I guess we know that now.
Time to burn!
Yep.
one thing I'm noticing about that window you were running around is the way the sticks are broken around it. It kind of makes a jagged toothed maw that you're looking at to see those bad guys.
Oh, yeah? Here, I'll have to head back in that direction briefly once this is sorted. Go away. Oh, that was sad. Okay.
I kind of feel like had you stayed there, you probably would not have done too well.
There we go. Okay. So what were we looking? Oh, this right here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is kind of cool looking.
Get a toothy maw there.
Very monster house. I like it.
Oh, there's some bunnies to kill. Come on, kill those. You got your animal upgrade.
That's right.
Kill the instant animals. Come on. I want to say there's
become a legend.
I don't think I want to know. Any sign of Sam or
Okay.
Can't help you right now, Whitman. I'm busy killing rabbits.
heading down the mountain soon to meet up with you.
All right. That's
Get a bit closer. Keep this channel open.
pointless. Okay.
Oh, hold on, look to your left. I believe that's a thing you light or something. Yeah.
Nice.
Light all the things. There's another thing that we're getting in all AAA games, which is lots of scavenger hunts for lots of different things for those who like looking in all the nooks and crannies. I really enjoy filling those things out.
I kind of do too, yeah. To a point. You can definitely hit an oversaturation point on that where it's just
becomes onerous at some point. But
yeah.
It depends on your investment in the game, right? I mean, at some point you're just like, I just don't want it to end.
Yeah.
Well, I can kill all the chickens.
That's the thing I could do to keep playing, yeah.
Okay, this is the area that you're back in. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So you climbed up from the bottom of there, and now you're coming in kind of halfway through.
I wonder if I cannot... No, not with a gun, obviously, but... Can I get there from here? Cool. Yay! Alright. Though, in doing this, I have actually lost track of where I'm supposed to be headed. I think I'm on a detour now.
Can you use your psychic compass?
Bam! Yeah, I was going the wrong way, but that's it. Oh, is there anything interesting up here? Nah. Alright, let's climb back. That's okay. Here we... Let go. Laura. Okay, there we go. Couldn't find the button.
Give me a flashback of last night I was stuck on a ladder in Bloodborne with a guy coming from the top of the ladder down at me and a guy from the bottom coming up at me.
Oh no, that's
There's gotta be a button to get off of this ladder. And they're both kicking me from both directions.
Yep. Oh no, that's not a position you want to be in Bloodborne. How far are you in
I
it?
didn't last long. I still haven't beat the first area.
Oh, that's right, you told me. Oh, yeah.
I think I've literally died 100. I got to the point where my weapon broke. It was like, well, I literally have nothing but a broken weapon. Time to restart.
Yeah, that is... Yeah, I'm still not sure how much I like their decision to have the whole first area, like, where you have to get to a certain point before you're allowed to level up, which would make that whole area easier. That really is a...
I mean, you can kind of farm it and get upgraded armor, but knowing that there's a way better set down in the sewers, still before the first boss, it's just...
Yeah.
I'd rather roll the dice 100 times, apparently, going for that, than slowly farm for a slightly better set.
There we go.
I don't hear waterfall sound. Does that seem
I bet it's there. Here, let me turn it up real fast. Maybe it's...
Okay.
There it is.
It's
okay.
there. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, you guys can all hear it. We couldn't. It's,
I mean, I was hearing birds cawing, but no water. That was the disconnect.
It's a quiet waterfall.
Yeah. Oh, there's a great sight line.
Optional tomb, probably.
Oh.
I may skip this one just because... whatever. Let's go. Maybe this is actually where I'm supposed to go.
You know, and it's right there on the path.
It is right there.
So convenient.
And these optional tombs were always fun little puzzles. I did like that idea from them, like making some of these puzzly little tomb areas be just kind of side challenges you could opt out of if you wanted.
Oh, that is really nice.
Just like this lighting.
Yeah,
the
just
right
that juxtaposition, the tree in the cave.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. There's a cave in Skyrim that's like that. That's one of my favorites.
Bow parts.
Oh, the windy one.
Yeah. That's right, I kind of remember this. Not exactly how to solve it, but
Oh, I think I got stuck on this one, so I think I remember it. There's shutters you have to close in that building.
that's right. It looks so nice though.
Okay. Can you look up and see the daylight? How far can you tilt?
Where's the daylight? It's from an opening. Just love the.
Yeah,
They've got a whole lot of different
ambient.
states for her, for animation wise, like for injured or on the radio or various other things. This wind state thing is really cool.
You gotta wonder if you're limping or on fire and being blown in the wind. Do you get all of those?
I don't know. Maybe it prioritizes one, but yeah, it really makes you. Like, if you just ran through it, it'd be, and, like, kind of got scooted, like, your character just kind of got scooted in this direction as you walk,
Yeah, like
otherwise walking normally. You get the idea, but that really makes you, like, actually sense the wind. I like it. Good. Here we go. Okay. You know what? We're gonna come back and solve this puzzle next because I can't guarantee I'm gonna solve it in a reasonable amount of time. We will come back and solve this whole thing next episode. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
See ya.